Hey guys, welcome back. So you know that I'm in the middle of planning for the spring market season, and if you saw my last video, you know that I'm attempting to do as much inventory as humanly possible. My goal, although I keep buying more yarn, is to work through my entire plushie yarn stash so that way I have a big enough stash inventory. I want no stash, a big enough inventory to get me through as many markets as humanly possible, but at least through my first two in March and April. So today is a perfect day for working on inventory. I don't know if you can tell how gloomy it is outside, but it's a snow day. So hanging out, got the space heat. If you can hear like a little, I don't know, like white noise in the background, that's my space heater going. It's in theory snowing right now, but it really looks more like, I don't know, some sleet, like a lightweight sleet, perhaps. It's supposed, we're supposed to get like an inch or something, but it doesn't look like it's accumulating, so I'll believe it when I see it. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy myself with a little bit of knitting. So, not knitting, I'm gonna crochet today. I'm gonna crochet. But you know what I mean. So what I'm gonna work on today, if you guys, again, saw my last video, you know that I'm also working through some new patterns. Kind of using that as my inspiration for building inventory. So I've got some yarn left over from last year. So this is all from Hobby Lobby. I don't really shop at Hobby Lobby just because reasons. If you don't shop at Hobby Lobby, you probably know those reasons, but I have some really fluffy yarn that I had from last year. I had made some octos that I free-handed, and they were like, kind of like softball size, with the little tentacles, and they did really, really well. I sold out of them every time I had them. I couldn't keep them in stock. So my goal for today, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it all today, but my next goal is to work through my Hobby Lobby stash and turn them all into octos. But instead of freehanding my pattern like I did last time, because I can't remember what I did, this time we're going to be using the Flapjack, the Dumbo Octo pattern from Palms and Posies. You can find them over on Etsy. I'll put up a little picture here if I haven't already. And it's a really, really cute pattern. It comes in two sizes. There's a mini and like a big or a regular size version of the octopus. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the mini version and see how big that comes out in this yarn. So this is the Cozy with a Twist. I think it's all the same. Cozy with a Twist from Yarn Bee. Okay. And so it looks like it's a size 6. It's all recycled polyester. And it has 66 yards to 142 grams inside of here. And then I have another one that this one is Adorable, and it's the Sprinkles version. This is the color Sprinkles. Yeah, oh, I guess I do have them on the front, but it's different for that. So yes, the color Sprinkles and Adorable. And I want to do my mini Scrappy octos out of this. This is what I usually do for like my little $5 pocket friends, pocket pals, I think I'm gonna call them this year. And so that's what I want to do with this. So this I'm gonna use a 6mm, and this I'm gonna use a 4mm. That's a different pattern, so we'll take a look at that when I'm ready for that. But let's go ahead and start with these guys. This one is Summer Strawberry. This is Ocean View. Yay in May. Partly Cloudy. And then this looks like the same as that, so Yay in May. All right, let's check out this pattern. I got it over here on my computer, and let's do a little crochet. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it is actually starting to snow now, which is super exciting. It's kind of sort of sticking, but it's not thick enough to actually call it a layer of snow. That's super exciting. Anya, however, does not think it's exciting, and she's been sitting here and barking out the window. She's pretty upset by it. But here is my little flapjack, the Dumbo octopus. I love how it looks in the different color yarn, and I also love how the ears are crocheted in, so I didn't have to sew those on separately. And again, all the tentacles are crocheted on together, and then you close up at the bottom. Look at it, look at that. Oh my gosh, super cute. Okay, so I love this size. It took me about a little over 30 minutes to make this. To be fair, it was really hard to count with the fluffy yarn. This stuff is particularly fluffy, and so there was one point where I had to rip back my magic ring, and I also had to rip back another row because I had to count it like 3. I didn't rip it back. I had to count it like 3 times because I was off by a stitch, but I think it's all fixed now. I did go up, I think, one size of eye. I think this is bigger than what the pattern was calling for, but I think it looks cuter like that. And that's how much I have left. I think I made 1 octo before out of this, and it is falling apart. So I'm probably gonna just wind this into a ball and then keep going, and we'll see how many of these little guys we can get out of 4 full skeins, and then my yarn vomit right here. Check in later. So I thought that one was gonna go faster, but he didn't really go any faster. Still about a half an hour, keeping in mind that I am not a super fast crocheter. Experimenting with the eye placement a little bit. And I was like, these are too close and these are too far. there's no in between, but they're super cute, really, really soft, love them. I've got about this much left, so definitely won the yarn chicken on that one. I think I can probably get 3 of these out of each ball. I'm not sure if I made 1 or 2 octos previously out of this one. So I guess we'll have to see with one of the full skeins, but I'm not sure. I'm like, should I do, I've got another squid pattern, but I was gonna do that in just a regular chenille. Yeah, I'm gonna save that. So I'm gonna continue with my Dumbos, I think. Yay. So I'm just a girl sitting in her craft room surrounded by octopi and yarn scraps. So it took forever for me to actually finish my little challenge. I sat and I had made a few octos, and I got some sort of like mental block about it, and I was like, I don't want to make anymore. And then I couldn't work on anything else because I had to finish my octos. So it's taken me a little bit of a time. I'm tired at this point. It's fine. It's all fine. It took me a while to actually get it all finished. And then I made a mistake, but it's fine. I'm going to tell you about it. So what happened was I started with making these 2 little guys. Remember, these are the Poms and Posies mini octopi. Flapjack. I think his name's Flapjack. So I made these 2. And I had already made something else out of this skein of yarn, so I didn't have enough for a 3rd one. So I set to the side and started a new color. So then I made these 2 little guys. And then I stopped. And that's when I got into my rut. But then eventually I was like, nope, we gotta get this done. So I made myself a little kit with some eyeballs and stuffing, and I grabbed all of my yarn and took it downstairs, and we crocheted in bed. And it was great. For a little while. So I started with my leftover yarn for this because I was pretty sure I could make a 3rd one since it was like a fresh skein that I started with. But I got about halfway through and I lost the yarn chicken. So I was like, ah, shucks. So I put it to the side. And then I made, I think it was these two next. You can probably see what's going on here. So I made these 2, and I had hardly any yarn left. And I was so mad. I'm like, oh my gosh, these skeins are so inconsistent. Because the brown one, I had not enough for a 3rd one, but I had a lot left. And then this one barely made it. I was like, okay, that's weird, it's fine, whatever. So then I started making these guys. And I lost yarn chicken. One of them, I don't remember which one, I only made it through like 3 or 4 tentacles and I ran out. And I'm like, what's going on? I had like made 2 of them before and I had plenty of yarn left. What's going on? So I made these 2. So I went to the store actually. It took me a while, which is also why I couldn't finish all of these. I had to wait until I could get to the store to buy one more skein to finish him off because he was already stuffed and he had his eyeballs. So it seemed like a shame to not finish him at that point. So I made the one and then the almost one. So I set to the side. Then I started on my next skein of yarn and I made 2 and I had just a little bit of yarn left. Like I made it through, but there wasn't as much as the other rainbowy yarn. So I was like, this is really weird why I can make so much of the one and not of the other. So then when I came upstairs to kind of put them all together, I realized there's a massive size difference. And I'm like, it's the same pattern, the same yarn, the same hook. How did I mess up and have them these 2 different sizes? If you guys remember when we looked at the pattern, like 2 minutes ago for you guys, but like a week ago for me, there's a mini size and a large size. And I forgot. So this is the big one and this is the small one. Just so you know, if you buy that pattern, that's the size difference. So I think I could have, no, I could not make a 3rd one. So then, since I had to go get my other ball of yarn, I finished the tentacles, made 2 little ones, and then I was like, I want to make a little tiny octo. Refined Vibes does a little teeny tiny like squishy, and I was like, that is super cute. And I'm pretty sure at some point she said she uses the All From Jade free pattern, but I could be wrong. I need to go back and watch some videos to find out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up the All From Jade little mini squishy octo. It's a free pattern. I got the one off of her Instagram. I think she also has a video too, I'm not sure. Or one on Ravelry, but I got it from Instagram. And it still turned out super big. Like so big in fact that I could only make the head out of the one color, and then I used my little scraps from the other guys to make the tentacles, which they're just like little bobble stitches. They're super cute. But I used 3 different scraps, so I had so many ends to weave in on this guy. So he's cute, but he's not the same size. And so like, so I guess I'm gonna have to do like an $8, a $10, and then this guy was scrappy. I'm just gonna put him in my little $5 bin. So he's gonna be a lot bigger than the other ones, but that's fine. It's just how it rolls. And then I still had some of the brown left over, and I couldn't make a 3rd one even when I like scrapped the bigger size and went down. So then I was like, I definitely don't have enough for this. I've already used all my other scraps. So I found a pattern from False Bubbles. Never watched her YouTube channel before, but she had a little like octo, jumbo octo pattern. She actually, I don't like how small his eyes are. I should have gone the next bigger size. She actually made the Dumbo ears separate and must have like tied them in or something. I stopped watching halfway through and just kind of started winging it. But I put my Dumbo ears in round 3. They should have been a little bit smaller, but that's okay, whatever. And then he has this cute little frilly bottom, and so that's that. And so then I was like, I'm just gonna film this video, and that like multicolor confetti-y type yarn that I showed you, that's a size 5. I was gonna make like my tiny scrappy octos out of those, which that's also a free pattern online. I can't remember who it's from, but if you like, I got mine off actually Pinterest, but it was like scrappy octo keychain, and it shows these little teeny tiny ones that they made out of like worsted yarn. So I was gonna use that pattern because that's the one I usually use for my mini octos with my velvet yarn. I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be like 300 octos. It's gonna take forever to do. And so I put that off. But then I made myself another little kit, climbed into bed, and got her done. I was watching YouTube videos, so it probably took me a few hours because I was a little distracted. But there were not 300 octos that I can make out of that skein of yarn. I made 7. So I've got 7 of these little confetti guys who are super duper cute. So we'll see how they do, but they'll also be in the $5 bin with my other little weird scrappy ones and my usual velvet ones. I might actually, Like I said, I'm trying to like use up and get rid of my Hobby Lobby yarn because it's not my favorite company in the world, but look how cute they are. So if these do well, I might have to go back and get another skein of this. Me and my principles. Anyway, so out of that mound of yarn, which I'll try to insert a picture of what that originally looked like, plus one more skein because I had to go shopping again, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the large Dumbo Octos from Palms and Posies. And then I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the mini size from Palms and Posies. And then I made my 2 little rando scrappy guys. And then I made 7 these little confetti ones. And I'm left with this. So 2 things you can do with your scraps. You can, probably 3 things. 1, you could save them and work them into another project, like the little baubles or the frills on the bottom of a small octo. I'm not gonna bother with that. You can also use them in stuffing. So you can, like, when you go to stuff something, put a little bit of stuffing in and then stuff in your scraps and then stuff in some more stuffing. And then that way you're bulking up your stuffing and you're not having anything go to waste. I always worry, oh, actually I have a little more here on the floor. Ah. I got this little guy too. But again, it's not enough to do anything with. So there you go. But I'm always worried that my, like, the little bits and ends are gonna start sticking out. So I usually don't do that. So these guys will just be my waste and they're gonna go in the trash. Don't hate me, but that's what you gotta do. So done. Check on that stack of yarn. I think next I'm going to tackle my Parfait XL. We'll see you next time for some Parfait XL action. Bye guys.